Much ado about something.
Hello, you're watching Much Ado About Something today, and I'm Donna. Well, I'm in here in the kitchen. I'm organizing my teas, and I'm putting them in these new tea containers that I got from Amazon. If you've been around here for a while, then you know how much I love tea. I just enjoy it. It's delicious. It's one of my favorite things in life. Well, I ordered these tea bag holder boxes from Amazon. If you can see right here, there's the little item number, and if you are interested. Now, I've got a lot going on in here. I just ask that you excuse me. And of course, my kitchen light is still burned out. Donald's hopefully going to change those bulbs today. But this is what the organizer looks like. It has plastic dividers in here, and I've been able to put my teas in here and organize them in the way that I like to use them. Well, if you've been around for a while, you know how much I appreciate the packaging on the containers. And it tells you so much about what's inside of your package. And so I love my packaging in that I can read all about my product. And I love, companies have put billions of dollars into research to figure out what needs to be on a package and telling you all about the product. And so I enjoy packaging, and I enjoy reading it so that I know everything that's in my product. So I kind of have a two-way feelings about this little storage box. I like my packaging, but my tea was kind of getting out of hand. I have way too many varieties of tea going on right now. Donald bought me a huge box for Christmas of a variety of teas, and I love that. And I love that gift of the tea that he gave me. I've been enjoying them greatly. But storage is always a problem for me here. I'm in a small house and a lot going on, so I didn't really have a place to store that much tea, even though I have a tea cabinet. This little container here that I ordered from Amazon, you got two of them. I think it was $21.96 for the total of both of them. I've got two of them here, and it takes up a lot less room. Now, the ones that I need information on more, I just go ahead and include the instructions with it. In here, I just cut them so that they'll fit in here beside the tea bags, and I can always refer back to that. So that's something that I've been doing. But I've been in the process here of just loading up this tea box with all the good stuff, all the good teas. Luckily, most of the tea bags also have a lot of information on the tea bag itself, so that helps a lot. But anything that doesn't, and you think that you might need to refer back to it, then certainly do that. Certainly cut off a little piece of this box and put in whatever information you need to put into your little tea cubby here. Tea bag holder box, that's what they're called. I think I moved these right over behind these others since they're the same brand. They're not the same tea, but they're the same brand. I just thought this was a really neat product. To store a lot of tea bags. And you can just pull the little box out whenever you're wanting to choose your tea. Now these are mainly, well, most of the teas that I have are wellness teas. or things that enhance your health. But I do have some things that are just for sheer flavor. And of course, these tea boxes are for teas that are already pre-bagged, that are already in tea bags. Now, I noticed the Taylor's tea, their little packet was so big that it didn't fit in here this way. So I just turned it to its side. So I'll just put the Taylor's tea in like that. Oh, I love Taylor's tea. One of my favorites. I think that looks beautiful. I think that's a great way to store the tea bags. And I'm so excited about these. Now, I've noticed some of the teas that I like to drink, they come like this. So this is wrapped in a little wax paper bag. And you see they're not in an individual tea bag. And while I love that idea because you're not throwing away a lot, these things are, they're not as much in the landfill. Say these little packets right here, they're a little bit, you know, you have to throw away this outer packet. And these tea bags, you know, you just have less packaging. But you can't store those in here because they would dry out and they wouldn't hold their flavor. Already in their packaged little bags, you can leave them in here and they won't, your tea won't dry out. Now, you can recycle and reuse these little tea bags. I've got a friend that cuts the end off and gets her tea bag out, and she saves the tea bag to store seeds in. So they're excellent little envelopes after you get your tea bag out to make seed-saving tiny little envelopes for small seeds. So that's something you could do if you wanted to reuse your tea bag in itself. But there are just some things that are not going to fit in here. Of course, this is made for tea bags. Your loose leaf tea, you'll have to keep in the container it came in. I am down here going through my tea and looking to see which ones are in actual tea bags and which ones are in the wax paper, and so I can separate those and organize them accordingly. And of course, the loose leaf tea, I'll just leave in their containers. And use them, you know, with my tea ball. Now, this kind of tea bag is not going to fit in there because you'll want this tea bag to be kept, you know, airtight so that it doesn't, you know, so that it lasts longer. But this is what I'm going through right now. All of my teas here, so I can minimize and put them in storage. Now, some teas come in a paper bag. So see, this bag is made out of paper, so it's not airtight. And this is a strong tea. It's an orange spice tea, so it has some strong scents that you may not want in your other teas. By having these foil packets like this, that really keeps your tea from mingling flavors. You know, for example, mint. Mint has a strong, distinctive flavor. And if you were to put these paper bags in, and then you would put mint in there with them, your most of your teas would absorb that mint smell, and so you might want to avoid that. But since this has strong spices in it, I'm not going to store it in here. I'm going to keep it in its individual packing, and then I'm just going to put the ones that are in full packets in here in these storage boxes. And that's just my tip. That's just my tip on these storage boxes. To be sure that if you're wanting to use these solely as your tea storage, that you get tea that is in an individual packet, a foil little packet of its own. And if you use the paper packets, that you put them all in one separate box, and you want to be sure to not include the teas mixed in that have the strong flavors and scents that will affect your other teas. If you like to taste just the tea that you're drinking. I like mint, but I don't want every tea that I drink to taste like mint. And if I included those paper ones in the box like this, then that surely might be what would happen if I included any tea with mint. But I'm going to continue to go through here and just load these boxes up with my tea and see if I can save some space. Now, this is my tea cabinet. I've shared with y'all my tea cabinet before. It's my husband's grandmother's old pie safe that she had in her kitchen. And when he inherited that, it came into the house, and it's been my tea cabinet ever since. And I've already taken a lot of stuff off this top shelf, but I am reorganizing this tea cabinet today. Now, I drink tea continually. I drink it all day long. I love it. I drink it in the morning and probably 2 or 3 more times during the day after that. And sometimes right before I go to bed, I'll drink a tea. Now, I have a lot of the herbs that I've raised. I've already pulled those out. And right here are most of these. I've either raised or foraged these, and I've dried them and put them in these bags. And I use these in my tea. A lot of them are just for flavor, and a lot of them are medicinal. I have medicinal teas and such in here. So I've got all of these, and I'm just in here organizing my tea cabinet. And I'm seeing which of these teas are in actual tea bags. A lot of them are loose leaf. There's a lot of like loose leaf teas in here. And then there's teas that I made. And I have them mixed together that I put in little recycled canisters like this. And I just want to be able to get to all of this today. And that's the reason I'm going to organize it. It's the electric teapot I have right here. And then, of course, I have things that go in your tea, like this coconut sugar. But I also have the honey, and there are the diffusers. So there's a lot that goes into my teas down here. Down here are cups. And so I'm just wanting to organize these. I think the tea changes from the summer when it turns fall. There are different teas that I'll drink in the fall that I don't necessarily drink in the summer. So I'm just going to try to organize these teas to where the ones that I use the most I can get to easily. And these are spices and things that I've bought at the Amish store. This here is chicory root, and different things I have here. But I've got to organize all this so that I can get to this and make the teas that I need this year. So I thought I'd bring y'all along with me and show you where I put my new little tea store organizers, and we'll just have a day of organizing this tea cabinet. I want to be able to access all this stuff that I use with the tea easily and be able to get to it all. This is everything tea related, as far as diffusers and different things that I have right here. So that's like a little drawer that I've got. But I've got to get all this in here where I can get to it easily and find what I need. And so that's what I was sharing right here. The dried teas. I was sharing that I put them in these gallon-sized freezer bags most of the time, because they take up less room. And when you've got a variety of stuff that you've harvested, it can really take up a lot of room if you try to put it all in canisters and things. So I'm just trying to leave it like this, but have a solution to where I can pull it in and out of this tea cabinet, kind of like a drawer. I kind of want to be able to access and pull out what I need when I need it. I don't have appropriate shelving in this cabinet because, it's an old or repurposed cabinet. So this top space right here is pretty big. If I had a shelf in between, I think that it would help a lot So I may have to reorganize where the shelves are. I may have to add a few shelves to this to get it to be what I need it to be. Well, this is what I've come up with so far. I've got these. I will have to lift this off and pick out whichever one of these has the tea in it that I'm looking for. I've got the electric teapot here, some diffusers, and if you're a tea drinker, you know there's some to-go teacups here on the right. I've used these two storage, this basket and this little storage cube as like a drawer where I can pull them out when I need them and pick through and get what it is that I'm looking for. And then I still have the coffee cups and some teas and things down here on the bottom. So this is how it all turned out. And I'm trying to get it to be functional, neat and functional. And so that's what I have here. I like the little tea storage boxes. I like how much tea that holds. I can get to these easily. This really easy. And so that makes it much easier to make the teas. Well, thank you for joining me today and for letting me share with you how I have organized my tea cabinet here for the upcoming cold weather and all that's going on. You know, things will be getting colder, there'll be snow days, and I'll need my tea. I'll need my tea to be organized and easy for me to get to it. And I appreciate you coming along today. Let me share with you how I did that, just using the things that I had on hand and using these new little tea storage boxes. Thank you for joining me, and like always, until next time.